What is up, dudes and lady dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today, we've got 10 new Noble Knight cards, Flame Noble Knight cards. So, kind of crazy. Actually, wasn't expecting this at all, but we've got 10 new cards revealed for the Rise of the Duelist core set, the first set outside of the Link Vrains era, the first core set at least. And yeah, Flame Noble Knights are legit a thing. I wasn't sure if just those two solo cards we got revealed a while ago were by themselves or if they're just kind of add-ons for Noble Knights, but it seems like they're going to just be their own thing, which is pretty cool. So I don't want to waste too much time. We've got 10 whole cards here, so let's just jump right into it, all right? We're going to start with Flame Noble Knight Astolfo. This is a Fire Warrior effect monster, obviously. It's a level 1, 500 attack, 200 defense stat line, and you can only use each of its effects once per duel each. Not once per turn, once per duel. First effect reads, you can banish one Fire Warrior monster from your hand or graveyard as cost to special summon this card from your hand. Then you can make this card's level become the level of the banished monster's level. And the second effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard during your second standby phase after activating this effect. So as cost, you banish this card from your graveyard, then you wait 2 standby phases, and once you get to that standby phase, after activate, and then you activate this effect. Special summon this banished card, then you can special summon one of your Fire Warrior monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. So this card's interesting. I'm curious as to why it's once per duel, because neither of its effects seem like busted. Like, it specials itself from hand, woo, but you already have to set up a Fire Warrior in grave. And then the other effect is just like so long. It's like so long-winded. Like, you got to wait till your second standby phase. So you have to wait 4 standby phases to kind of get this to pop off. So it does give you nice, like a nice recovery, because like that you banish it. I don't know, man. Because then this comes back and then you get another Fire Warrior. So, like, it's pretty nice, but it's so far down the line. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't last that long anymore. And if you had to wait that long for this, you might have already lost. So, it just seems a little weird that they're once per duel and not once per turn. But I still think it's an okay card. It is at least the ability to kind of spam the board a little easier. So, and level manipulation, which could come up. Next up, we've got Flame Noble Knight Ogier? I don't know. It's a Fire Warrior effect monster, level 4, 1500 attack, 2000 defense. We've got a decent stat. You can only use this card's second effect once per turn, not duel. First effect, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send a Fire Warrior monster or a Noble Arms card from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, so you just have a foolish monster, like a mathematician-esque monster, in archetype, scrap recycler, whatever you want to call it. That seems pretty good. Second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target a warrior monster you control and equip this card to that target. Okay. And the third effect, a monster equipped with this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Okay, so is this what we're going to see here? That they can like equip to each other? That would be kind of interesting there. But I think this card's pretty good. I mean, it's a mathematician, and then it can just equip itself to something. And as we've seen, we'll probably see some synergy with being able to, make extra use out of the equips. And then the last part, nice little protection effect. Pretty cool. I think it's a good card. Next up, we have Flame Noble Knight Oliviere. This is another Fire Warrior tuner, effect monster, level 4 with 1000 attack and 1500 defense. Again, his first and second effects are hard once per turn each. First effect, you can send one Fire Warrior monster or equip spell from your hand or phase of field to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, its level becomes 1. And the second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target a warrior monster you control, equip it to that target. Okay. And your opponent cannot target a monster equipped with this card with card effects. Okay, so again, like, pretty good. I think this is another one that just kind of helps you spam the board a little bit. It means, like, you could just, like, as long as you had something equipped, like, it seemed like really easy to equip. Like, you could just equip this guy to another one, but then this guy sends that card that you equip to special him. Like, this isn't an actual, like, crazy resource on board, so you send this as an equip to get an extra body on board, and that can get you to Isolt, that can get you to other plays, possibly Needle Fiber. This guy's a tuner. Potentially. I don't know. I'm just saying. And then his protection effect's a little better. Just straight up protection from all targeting effects, which is pretty good overall. So, yeah, I like this one too. I think it's pretty good. Next up, we have Flame Noble Knight Magus. Another Fire Warrior, 1500 attack, 1000 defense, level 4. Again, first and second effects hard once per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard generically, you can shuffle 3 of your other Fire Warrior monsters and or Noble Arms cards that are banished and or in your graveyard into the deck to draw 1 card. And the second effect, if this card is in your graveyard, you can target a warrior, equip him to it. And the third effect, the monster equipped with this card cannot be destroyed by battle. This one's definitely the worst one, but it does have a recovery play. So maybe it's a one of in the deck where, like, at the end of a combo, he's the last one you end up going into or sending or whatever, just to get a shuffle and a redraw. I mean, reload your deck and then also get another resource to hand. I think he's fine. We'll see how playable he is, because the deck might be one of those turbo decks that just doesn't even worry about follow plays. It may just be a combo type deck, but I still think he has potential for sure. And then, protection from battle combined with some of these other protections can definitely add up to like a very, very threatening monster with enough protection. Then we move on to our first extra deck monster. This one is going to be Flame Noble Knight Vanguard Roland. Okay, he's a Fire Warrior Synchro Tuner. Needle Fiber may be legit in this deck. This guy's a Synchro Tuner. He's level 5 with 2000 attack, 500 defense. He's completely generic in his materials, and his first and second effects are hard once per turns each. If this card is Synchro Summoned, you can activate this effect. During this turn's end phase, send an equipped spell from your deck to the graveyard, then add a warrior monster from your deck to your hand. And the second effect, during the main phase, if this card is in your graveyard as a quick effect, you can target a warrior monster you control and equip this card to that target you control as an equipped card with this effect. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. Okay, so this card's really interesting. It is an engine piece, but it only activates during the end phase of the turn it's synchro summoned. You get to send any equipped spell, you get to foolish any equipped spell, then you just get to add any warrior. It does search any warrior in the game, which is interesting, but it is on end phase, so you worry about the speed and you worry about being able to hold your opponent off with this, after you've had to, like with this, if you didn't have any other protection on it. The other effect's interesting as well. He's a quick effect to equip, and only does it give a 500 boost, so I'd assume there's some kind of synergy there, or like maybe he just there's something where like when a card is equipped to something it can pop off. I don't know, I'd have to see, but he's interesting, and I think he's a synchro tuner, so there's definitely potential with needle fiber there. And then the last synchro we have here is Flame Noble Knight Emperor Charl. I don't know. He's a Fire Warrior Synchro Effect monster, level 9 with 3000 attack, 200 defense. He is completely generic, again, any tuner and non-tuners, and his first and second effects are hard once per turns. First effect, if a monster on the field becomes equipped with an equipped card, even during the damage step, you can destroy 1 card on the field. Okay, so there you go. That's literally exactly making use of this. He's level 5 and a tuner. He's level 9, so you take him and a level 4 into Charl, whatever, and then on your opponent's turn he can just quick effect to equip to Charl, and then Charl will just a quick effect to pop something essentially on the field. So then he becomes a Dryden, and he does destroy any card on the field even during the damage step. That's not too shabby for sure. And the second effect, during the end phase you can equip an equipped spell from your hand or graveyard to this card. Then you can equip 1 Fire Warrior monster from your deck to this card as an equipped card with this effect. The equipped monster gains 500 attack. Wow, okay, that's actually pretty good too. So during like your end phase, you can just equip an equipped spell from hand or grave. You just use one as part of your combo and it's in grave. You just equip it to him, and then you can equip any of these guys with protection effects to him. So he becomes big body, protected, and as long as you went through Roland to make him, you've also got a live Trident. Seems pretty good. I think he's good. I think he's pretty decent. I think they work pretty well together, and so they're pretty cool. Moving on, we have some equipped spells. We'll start off with Flame Noble Arms Durandal, whatever, just like the artifact monster. It's an equipped spell with 2 hard once per turn effects, and only once that turn. So you can only pick one of these 2 effects to activate per turn. The first effect says is while this card is equipped to a monster, you can add a level 5 or lower fire warrior monster from your deck to your hand, then destroy this card. Woo! And the second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard because the monster it was equipped to was sent to the graveyard, you can target a level 5 or lower fire warrior monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn, except for fire monsters. Wow. This is pretty good. This card is like essentially like another Rhoda for the deck, and I say another because I believe the other Rhoda we've already gotten for Noble Knights in general still works for the deck. So this card's actually like flames, because the first effect is essentially just a Rhoda. Like, as long as you opened a like any warrior monster, it doesn't even say like you can just equip this to literally anything. It doesn't even have to be equipped to like a fire warrior. There's no clause in here saying it has to be. So you can just equip, as long as you can get any monster on board, you can equip this to it, send this to like destroy this, to search a monster, and then extend from there, I guess. Wow. And then the graveyard effect is also pretty good, because like we saw, the synchro like equips this from grave, and then like if this is ever removed because the monster leaves the field, or like is sent to the graveyard, then you could target a level 5 or lower fire monster in graveyard and just get an extra body on board. It does lock you into warriors for that turn, but like that's fine. That's totally fine. This card's really good. I like that. That's how equip spells needed to be. Engine pieces, not just protection. They can't just be bricks. Second up, we have Flame Noble Arms, Hot Declare. It's another equip spell. It's 2 hard once per turn effects and only once per turn again. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can target a face-up monster you control. This turn you cannot declare attacks with other monsters, but it can make a second attack during each battle phase. Then you destroy this card. Okay, so you just give something a double attack. Second effect, if this card is sent to the graveyard because the monster it's equipped to is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster on the field and destroy it. Okay, so it also gives some spot removal. That's actually kind of nice. Going second, you can just like equip this to something and then like link off into Isold to make an Isold play and just get a pop. So either like beta negate there or just like remove some of your opponent's board already, and it's any face-up monster. Okay, so it's not any card, so it doesn't pop back or anything, but still popping a monster is still decent, especially just as like a easy like automatic like effect you get for playing a card that like you have to play anyway because you're probably playing Isold. So I like it. I think that's fine. Not as good as the first one, but definitely still decent. And then the third one and last one we have here is Flame Noble Arms, Joyeuse. It's another code spell with 2 hard once per turns and only once per turn, so you can only do one. First effect, while this card is equipped to a monster, you can target a fire warrior monster in grave, add it to hand, then destroy this card. So instead of searching from deck to hand, you just search from graveyard to hand, so recursion instead of searchability. And the second effect, if this card is sent to graveyard because it was equipped to, because the equipped monster was sent to graveyard, you can special summon a fire warrior monster from the hand. Also can be very, very nice. I'm trying to think of like the best way this could come up, but like if you link one off into Isold, link in like with this guy equipped, you could just drop another one from hand. It also specials any fire warrior monster from hand, so even if you play like a big one like the new Phoenix Gearfried or something, you could just drop him on the board out of the hand and make him a little less of a brick there. Not bad. I think this one's better than the second one, but the first one's definitely the best one. This one may just be a straight up 3 of in the deck, like straight up. It's really good. And then the last card we have here is a trap card, a normal trap card called Oliphant Horn. He's a normal trap. You can only activate 1 card with this card's name once per turn. And when you do, you have 2 different effects, and you can pick 1 and just activate 1. First effect, banish 1 equipped spell from your field or graveyard, then destroy 1 card on the field. You got another Trident. It does not target, but it is just to pop any card on the field. It's actually pretty good. And the second effect, destroy 1 Roland. Is it specifically a Roland monster? Okay. Monster you control, then special summon up to 3 fire warrior monsters from your deck in defense position whose total levels equal 9, but negate their effects. Also, you cannot special summon until the end of your next turn, except for warrior monsters. Okay, so you either just have like a Trident, like actually just a pop any card that does not target, or you have the ability to pop a Roland you control to special summon 3 fire warrior monsters who add up to level 9. So I'm guessing you're really aiming for like 2 level 4s and the level 1, or one of the level 1s, because we have other ones. We have both of the other new ones that are level 1s as well. Wow, and then you negate their effects, but you're locked into warriors until the end of the next turn. Okay. That's pretty wild. This card's pretty good too. I don't know if it's a 3-of, but maybe. If it's not searchable, maybe you just played it 3 because it has insane extendability as well as just, even if you don't have the extendability like capabilities, you're just like, well, I just have a Dryden. I'll take it. For sure. So that's all the new cards here. The only other notes I want to throw on here is keep in mind we have these 2 guys coming as well that also had like a lot of promise. So if you're reading, if we went through these and you were like, they're like, okay, whatever. We do still have these 2, as well as God Phoenix Gearfried. We don't know when we're getting God Phoenix Gearfried, but we are getting these 2 in Toon Chaos. We just don't have him confirmed for any set yet, but he works with equip spells. He works... he's a fire warrior. He's huge. He has disruption. He's very good, and I'm sure he'll be a decent piece in the deck when he does get, released to the TCG. Also, keep in mind stuff like Ice Sold. Like, this is already essentially just like part of the deck, and just any other Noble Knight card could be a part of the deck already as well. And the last thing, oh man, I forgot what this is called. Oh my God, Noble Knight Chalice. I totally forgot to search this first. No, not Nicole. What the hell? God damn it. Here, okay, yeah, Heritage of the Chalice. So that's any Noble Knight or Noble Arms card, like from deck or graveyard to hand. And this new archetype is that as well. So we already have a Rhoda. Now we have the new equip spell that's essentially like another Rhoda. And yeah, it's pretty good. Like, actually, I think this deck has a lot more support. It's not just these 10 new cards. There's 12, there's 13, there's 14, there's a couple of these, a handful of these, and then at least 15. We have at least like 15 or 16 cards for this deck. And so I think the potential's definitely there. I think we need to see it all in conjunction, how it actually works in a combo or something. But I think the potential's definitely there. I think it's really cool. I think Noble Knights have struggled to be relevant for a while. This may bring them into relevancy. We'll have to wait and see on that, though. And yeah, sorry this video is so long, guys, but it's 10 new cards revealed all at once. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I will check you out, in the next video. Not check you out. You'll check me out, I guess, in the next video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet, and I guess let me know your thoughts on these. Let me know what you think on about these for first impression's sake. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.